Welcome to the Room by Room Challenge. Each week we'll spin the wheel to pick one room of the house to decorate, completely out of order. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to follow along as we decorate this house one room at a time. Let's see what room we're doing today. All right, we got the living room. Finally a big space in the house. We've kind of been all over the map, and you can see the kitchen is still not done, but we get to do the living room, and that is very exciting. Hello, Reggie. So the living room is we're 9 rooms in, 3 rooms left to go. One of those has got to be the kitchen. This living room, I'm also including this front hallway here. They go together, and they usually would look the same anyway. So we're going to do that. Just concentrating on this living room. I wanted it to be very cozy for this family, lived in, not too dirty, not too clean, but everything that they need, to come together as a family. And this is also where I had to decide. I've had to make decisions about the kitchen all the way around the kitchen without actually doing the kitchen. And some of those decisions were these doorways entering into these other rooms. So obviously we needed a doorway from the living room to the kitchen, and then the kitchen to the dining room, and etc. So even though we haven't done that room, we've been making decisions about that room, so that's okay too. Here I'm just deciding on some furniture and some placement. I kind of went a little bit back and forth. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put the TV over here on this big wall. I think at one point in time I had the TV over by the stairs. And I think having the TV by the stairs in real life would have been a real big mistake, just because everybody walking by to, go up or downstairs would have been walking past the TV. So I think there would have been a lot of squabbling in the house if there had been anybody trying to watch TV while all that's going on. So in the end, I did decide to put it over here, and I used a lot of this is from, I don't know, is it Growing Together maybe, or what's the other one, the other family pack. But all these pieces, they go together, and I usually only do use them in builds where I'm using them as a set. They don't exactly go with much of the other packs. It's very, what do I want to say? It really is just kind of a one pack deal here. If you're gonna use those bookshelves and that table and the TV console, it's hard to integrate those into other packs. The furniture, like this couch from Cats and Dogs, is a little bit easier to fit with this furniture because of the coloring. So it works out, and it's good. A lot of things to do in this room. I always like to, especially when I'm working with a family home, I like to include items that, that they have a lot of activities, a lot of things for the adults to do, a lot of things for the kids to do. Pulling in the chairs from the dining room helps to keep it, very cohesive in the decorating of the house. There's my favorite table. If anybody was looking for it, it's here. And even though we're only concentrating on this one room, just by pulling those chairs in, we've made this room a part of the whole of the house. And I do think that's important. We could definitely have just decorated this room without doing that, but I really feel like if you do this one little thing, this one little, decorative item. Uh, oh, there's Bob. I think that helps. I think that helps you, helps me create a room that belongs with the rest of the house, and that's what makes this work. Putting in some of my favorites. Obviously, you saw my favorite table and my favorite Bob, the tree. Love putting Bob in. Putting in the greenery, even in a family home. Whether this is real greenery or fake greenery, it still sets a tone and a vibe. I know I have lots of books and bookshelves, but I added more books. Just enamored with the fact that we got these stand fans. I love them. I could definitely use some more of them, maybe in different varieties. The tall ones that oscillate, and what are those ones that have no no blades in them? They just push air through this tube thing or something. I've seen them. They're very expensive. It's not something I'm going to be getting anytime soon. But I like the concept that, no blades, no dust on the blades, and the dust blowing in the air when you've got the fan on. So I would like to see some more of these now that we have fans and they work. I want more. So that's how that works. Putting a lot of kids items, the kiddos, putting the kiddos items in here. They live here too. This is not a fancy home. This is just your Midwest suburban family home. I think it's actually named Family Fun Home, which, it's perfect. That's what we're going for. This little hallway is part of our living room. Oh, I did put up the chore board, which I think is also for curfews. I like that these photo frames, I did not put anything in them. That would be for whoever lives here to put your family photos. I'm just kind of marking that space as somewhere. Maybe that's where the family wants to put these pictures and these items. I thought they were good places for them. But you could put your own pictures there, or maybe your favorite photo can go there. There's no rules. There's no rules to anything that any of us do when we decorate. By doing these rooms just one at a time, I'm just trying to help demonstrate that if you only concentrate on this one room and make it exactly the way you want it, the whole house ends up being perfect. So don't think about the whole house. Just think about this room, which is what I did here. I did put this table here. At first I thought, oh, now they're going to have to route around different ways, but I actually don't mind that. So they'll route down to the end down there, or they'll go through just over here to the left by the kitchen doorway. They can go through that way. I have play tested this, obviously. Grandma's been here. She tests all the houses for me, and it works just fine. She can come in, sit down, watch some TV, and it routed perfectly. So I was okay with that table there, and I think that's where you would. I think if I was decorating this house, I think I would definitely put a table there. Putting some more plants up on the shelves. These hanging ones, like these. I really like that they put these in the games for us. So in this room we have music, so there's dancing, chess, so there's logic, books. Obviously they can read anything. They have the chore or curfew board. And yes, you can get to that with a plant in front of it. It's fine. Now this front hallway, I did want to make it, I had that big doorway, and then I went to just a slightly, not that smaller one, just this slightly smaller one. Mostly because I thought, you know, I think the larger one made it look more modern than family. And so I don't think it fit with the vibe of this house. But a smaller one, you know, I think that gives the vibe that we're going for, both in the hallway and the living room. It's less intrusive, as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, here where I live, it's a small buffer between that front door opening and your living room, and in the wintertime getting a blast of cold air. So I think with a bigger doorway, there would have been more cold air, is what I think I'm going for there. Using this new pack, the mudroom pack. I'm not sure if this is the first time I've used this. I know I've used it since, so it's hard to tell. But I think it's close to one of the first times I've used this mudroom. And it's very nice set. It's a little, it's a beautiful set. Don't get me wrong, it is absolutely beautiful set. I love it. I love the baskets underneath this little table here. I love the bench. I just think parts of this kit are they're a little too much for me, that's all. And that's just me. The mirror only goes on one place on the wall, which I think, that should have been, because it will only go at one height. I think we should have been able to maybe move that around. But it's okay. I'm just being picky. Don't mind me. Trying to figure out lighting in this hallway and clutter. I have my normal clutter that I do put in like front entryways and things like that. This isn't, I think we've talked about this before. This isn't a room that is actually, you could take this room completely off the house and it would not bother the Sims at all. It's, this is a room we decorate for, for us humans, because the Sims, they don't care. They pass through on their way to, getting a glass of water or a piece of cake. They don't care about this room. So, I decorate this room as I care about it. It's cluttered. It's a front hallway. And I know, and it's nice. It's just visually very pleasing. So if you're putting, in an entryway, put your entryway in either, just the way like this, just decorative, or if you've found a way to actually make your front hallways useful, I would definitely love to hear how you managed to do that. I'd like some of your tips on making a front hallway something the Sims will actually use, because I'm still making them this way where they're just decorative. So let me know down below what you think of this entryway and what you do with your entryways. Would love to hear from you. So our house is filling up. Look at this. Everything but, which room, the kitchen over there, and this other room that's empty. We're doing great. We're doing great. So remember, here at Grandma Sims, keep it creative, keep it comfortable. 3 more builds to go. I will see you soon.